Next on the right, your hands, arms, feet, and legs, we will put our neck close. So a couple quick safety things. We just keep all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the chair at all times. Make sure that every remains it is facing forward, that doesn't ruin any small children sitting on the lap of an adult. Now keep in mind that this is a photographic safari, so we recommend to take as many different pictures out there as possible. Having your cameras down at the ready is a great start, and if possible, put them on a library sport or any kind of action setting. With a little bit of a better quality pictures that cannot stop for every animal on reserve. I guarantee these animals are not going to stop for us. Folks, welcome to the Little Aturi Forest. The animals that live right here are really good at blending into their environments. Typically, I like to remain as hidden as possible. But on our right hand side, a really great view of the okapi. Okapi is a close next to only living relatives to modern day giraffes, so they have a very similar skull structure to both the okapi and the giraffe share. Now, they have those sharp legs, so they feel blood pretty well in plain sight, but does not mean that they're in any relation with the zebra. As we continue through the forest, folks, we see any areas that have really thick underbrush. It's where you kind of want to keep an eye on. A lot of these animals will try and stay nice and hidden out here. It's a way to stay away from predators and humans. On our left hand side, right by the rocks, really great view of this black rhino. Now, black rhinos are the smallest of these 200 rhino species, and see it all weigh in at roughly 2,000 to 3,000 pounds. That's a very solitary. It's actually armrest to armrest on the road that you're sitting in. Now, first we'll talk about the Safi River. When I ran to the background, there is a Nile nipple under the water over there. It's coming up. And boats have spent a vast majority of their time completely submerged underwater so they regulate their body temperature. Some conversing, eating, sleeping, running, jumping, nursing, or even giving birth underwater, only coming up for air though every 8 or so minutes. The larger gray birds on our right hand side are the pink-backed pelican. They get the name Gray Peaks with the sun right on their back and they glow their feathers on their skin. They use that peaks as a way to attract mates, so it's actually the most vibrant and noticeable during the mating season. Now, we definitely heard the vocalization of these hippos on the left hand side. We affectionately refer to their vocalization as a wheeze honk, as you start to start with a very gruff, very growly, ending up with those upward honks at the end. Usually those are a territorial display. Now, a group of hippos are sitting over there is called a bloat, B-L-O-A-T. On our left hand side, you might find a Nile crocodile right over there. Nile crocodile is the largest freshwater crocodile in all of Africa. These animals weigh roughly 500 pounds and are around 20 feet long. You have an idea of how massive those animals are. If you stand them up on their tail, they're going to reach about the height of a giraffe. Absolutely massive animals. Now, with that massive size, it's also a pretty big appetite. And in a single sitting, those animals can eat have their own body weight in food. Now, that's really awesome because it allows them to go about a month in between meals, so they're not, they don't need to hunt all the time. But they're also opportunistic feeders. So they see an opportunity to try and feed, they're gonna try and take it. Alright, then getting a really good overlook onto our next ecosystem actually, which is the Savannah. Savannah is some of Africa's most famous and iconic species. Let's head out, see what else we can find out here. Now again, folks, welcome to the Savannah. We're right inside toward the back far corner. We'll see some wildebeest in the shade over there. Wildebeest don't have some of the largest migrations of any species, but the largest effect has been able to be tracked in space. Like the amount of dust and the amount of grit they kick up while they're on the move. Let's see some giraffe walking around over here on our right. Looks like from the systems that they're probably the Maasai giraffe. Maasai giraffe are the most common giraffe species found in the area, but the best way of telling is based off their spots. Their spots look very asymmetrical, very sporadic. Now, the best way we can tell for sure is by getting up close. On our left-hand side, a really great view of the African panda dogs. African panda dogs, as known as African wild dogs, are Africa's best hunting species. These dogs have been successful and have around 90%. They're the most successful hunter in the entire world. See a really good view of that giraffe over there over on our left. Really good view of the spot. Definitely a Maasai giraffe. The larger antelope right in front of the giraffe though is the eland. Eland are the largest antelope species found here on the reserve, standing around 6 feet at the shoulders. This club is skin hanging off the animal's neck called a dewlap. They'll use the dewlap as a way to circulate blood through their body. It's a great way to stay nice and cool. Think of like a built-in AC system. On our left-hand side, a really great view of another one of these giraffe here. Now, those big bumps at the top of the head are called ossicons. The ossicons are made out of bone. They use them primarily as a way to protect their head, or as a way to defend their territory. Now, they will really need to protect their head, especially whenever they're first born. Giraffes actually give birth standing straight up. The first thing a giraffe calf knows in the world is about a 6-foot drop straight to the ground. But they're very resilient animals and can actually be running all over the place within the first hour of their life. And on our right hand side, a really great view of those wildebeest again. Also, really great view of the Hartman's mountain zebra. Hartman's mountain zebra are the smallest of the zebra species. Their smaller size, coupled with their irregular shape, will allow them to traverse over the mountains and their native to a lot easier compared to that of their larger counterparts. Now, a group of zebra like we're seeing over there is it's actually called a dazzle of zebra. That comes from their very depth stripes. Just as a reminder, folks, everybody must remain fully seated during our entire journey today. Alright, that a really good view of some African elephants for the trees. African elephants are the largest land animal in the entire world, weighing anywhere from 12 up to 13,000 pounds. Holy God. Now they're known for their larger ears. Their ears not only allow them to hear really well, but they can also flap their ears, get their blood really circulating, and cool down their body temperature by up to 15 degrees. Out of any animal on the reserve, they have by far the best air conditioning. Again, a really great beauty panel. Now, let's see those massive trunks there's in action. These are trunks a lot like we use our hands, so they bring food and water to their mouth, move stuff out of the way, communicate with one another, really so they interact with the world around them. Because those trunks have such a wide array of different uses, they show the same amount of muscle in their trunk alone that we do pretty much in our entire body. People think about the other big thing to consider are those tusks of theirs. These are tusks a lot to defend themselves, so that they don't get paid. And they're, like I said, elongated teeth. So for their teeth, their adult tusks are permanent. To lose them, I'm not going to go back on super important elements with their tusks. The great way that we can actually help out with that is by not purchasing anything that contains ivory from elephant tusks. Ivory in and of itself has no benefit to us at all, actually. These are the direct records of these really awesome trees out here called Baobab trees. These trees are known to remain leafless for around 9 months out of the year, so they don't conserve as much water as possible. By doing so, these trees actually conserve about 40,000 gallons of water every year. A lot of their water is stored in their trunks, so animals will do is they'll poke holes in the trunks of their trees to wait to get to that water supply. Because during a drought, it is a life-saving amount of water. On our left hand side, these are the greater flamingo. They're the biggest of the flamingo species, but the term greater comes from this context, which means that they're the biggest of their species. The group of flamingo like you're seeing here is actually a flamboyance of flamingo. That's interesting, the fact that they're very buoyant animals out there in the water. On our left hand side, a really great view of this big mud right there. It's called a mud wallow. Mud wallows are really great, but there actually might be some more rhinos around us. Rhinos are extremely sensitive to people rolling in that mud, getting all over their body. It's a good form of natural sunscreen. Mud's also a great way to cool down immediately, as the mud's a lot cooler than that in the surrounding air. left-hand side, walking toward the back, there's a cheetah. Cheetah, the fast animals on 4 legs. These cats will go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 30 seconds. Those top out around 65 at 270 miles an hour, something like that top speed. About 200 yards or about to give 2 Americans football field to put a buddy up there so the heat's going to stop and rest. Really great view of the ostriches as well up here on our left. Ostriches are the fast animals on 2 legs as these birds run at speeds of up to 40 miles an hour. Now, she's a female, looking up by her gray feathers. Those are the ones that have black feathers. They're also extremely tall birds, standing anywhere from 6 to 9 feet in height. Let's head to the top of the rocks. There is the African lion. Now that's a lioness laying up there by her lack of a mate. They'll lay up on those kind of rocks called Kobe Rock as a way to really figure out where their next meal is coming from. These taller rocks also give them ample shade whenever they do take their midday naps, as they are crepuscular. They're most active in the early morning to late. They see the best at night, so during those days, or during those days, it's dark, and that's really super active. On our right, these are the white rhinos. White rhinos are the largest of the 2-horned rhino species, weighing anywhere from 5 to 6,000 pounds. These animals are also very social, get together in groups that are called a crash of rhino. Now a crash can grow anywhere from 6 to 12 rhinos on average. Another great view of that lioness on the hills of the rock. There's also a male right below the trees on our left. Males are known for their massive manes. Their manes will allow them to help attract mates, but also will help protect their neck during their territorial disputes. Now, in a pride, there's one adult male, a male cub when he's of age will actually leave the pride he was born into. Alright, let's go see these big birds over here. Tune out for large burrowing animals such as warthogs. Warthogs are actually the largest burrowing species in the entire world. Our right is at another really good view of these rhinos here. Now those massive horns of theirs are actually made out of keratin, the same material that both your hair and your fingernails are made out of. That being said, their horns are constantly growing. They will actually use their dogs to rip horns from rocks or trees or anything else, or actually going to manicure that horn up a bit to make sure it stays as healthy as possible. Now sometimes they're not the best, that is the longest horn ever recorded on a wild white rhino. Those are around 6 feet in length. Now folks, you want to see some more animals that can recommend in different trails and treks to the park. You're going to have to get from the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. You see animals like the Westmoreland gorilla, meerkats, Kimor rats, the grevies, the relatively larger zebra species. Heading over to Asia, some of the Maharaja jungle trek, we see animals like Sumatran tigers, giant black foxes, giant fruit-bats, and so many other species. And help with the conservation of the animals we saw out on those doing the best we can do that no matter what we're doing, no matter where we're at. This is by checking our 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Finding those resources, getting alternatives, and choosing to recycle anything that can and should be recycled. Now join these lookers explorers on board, which is on the Simba 1, S-I-M-B-A. And the number 1 will be your secret code to get your safari badge. As we head to our inlet area, folks, you just kind of double check your roads and make sure everything you can afford with, as it can be a long